Karma has finally caught up with Kevin Hunter Sr. because his baby mama Sharina Hudson has not only dumped him, but she is also deciding to drag his broke butt to court. According to the reports, she is in talk to ask child support for their daughter Journey, and it looks like she is determined to ruin Kevin. And is she really accusing Kevin of being a deadbeat dad all this time? I guess we can say that Karma is working overtime because he is going through it. In less than a year, he has gone from living a lavish lifestyle on Wendys coins to going broke, getting sick and being unable to get treatment, getting sued by banks, to getting dumped by Sharina, who is allegedly asking him for child support. But the thing is, people aren't exactly surprised about this because we could all see it coming from a mile off. I mean, Kevin has been swearing for years that Sharina loves him for him and she was never about his money. But people didn't believe that because he was spending a lot of money on her. Well, it was Wendy's money that he was spending, but y'all know what I mean. Now, Kevin and Sharina have been involved since 2007 when they first started sneaking around behind Wendy's back. He has spent millions of dollars on her since the affair started, like the time he literally spent more than $700,000 on a home for her.
And I read about it in the blogs and the tabloids, the address of this place that he had purchased to share with this backwoods 9 miles from my house in Livingston. And they're living the high life.
And the fact that Kevin used Wendy's money to buy a house for his mistress that was very close to the one he lived in with Wendy was just some nasty, nasty work. But the house was not the only major investment that Kevin put down on Sharina because he was the perfect sugar daddy and helped her set up several businesses, but they all failed. He opened a big stall for her in her native town of South Carolina, but that business ended up going bust after only a couple of months. He invested in another online clothing and jewelry store called Vish, and it failed again. But Kevin still didn't give up and he helped her get certified as a realtor. But again, this didn't quite work out. He then opened up a vegan company for her, and of course, all this came from Wendy's money. Now, Wendy knew about the affair and she was kind of okay with it, but she had one major rule, and it was that Kevin was not allowed to get Sharina pregnant. Well, we all know how that ended up, with Sharina getting pregnant and Wendy dumping Kevin like a hot potato. But not only did she file for divorce, she also got him fired from his job on the Wendy show.
You know, I don't recommend that you work with your husband because I made him my manager. And then when I decided to divorce him, he had to be fired. In other words, I made him divorced and unemployed all in one day.
Yeah, talk about being petty and smart. But even though he was unemployed, he didn't really put a lot of effort into looking for another job. For a man who had lost his job, had a semi-unemployed baby mom, and a baby on the way, you'd imagine that he would immediately start looking for a job, right? Well, he didn't have to do that because he was able to get Wendy to pay him alimony, and he and his new little family continue to live a lavish lifestyle. We don't exactly know how much the alimony payments were, but it was a sizable amount because Kevin and Sharina live in very, very comfortably. Neither one of them really worked, which was weird since Kevin has always bragged about how he made Wendy's career. Anyways, they were doing good until the alimony payments stopped. Now, what Kevin didn't understand was that Wendy's lawyers had included a clause in the alimony agreements that said that she would no longer pay him alimony if she lost her job on the Wendy show. The clause said, if for any reason Wendy's contract with Talk WW is not renewed and or is otherwise suspended, canceled, or terminated, and Wendy does not have any other television show being aired and paying her an equivalent salary, defendant, aka Kevin, understands and agrees that all severance payments shall be subject to either termination or modification. For some reason, both Kevin, Sharina, and their lawyers either missed this clause or they just didn't care because they thought that Wendy would never leave the show since she was making millions from the show and things were perfect for her on the show. But then we all know that Wendy got really sick and the Wendy show was canceled because of her prolonged absence from the show. And as per the contract, Wendy immediately stopped paying Kevin alimony. She was having a lot of personal issues at the time as well, including having her assets frozen by her bank. But this didn't matter to Kevin because for some reason in all the years, he didn't really invest any money properly and was now broke. He went on a rant against Wendy, her lawyers, and her financial advisors saying, Wendy was in rehab and these people just stopped depositing my money cold turkey. Now I'm demanding to see all of the bank records from the time of the divorce until now, and that will show what is really going on here. These people have tried to starve me out. At the end of the day, I earned that money and I'm not letting them take it. His rant did nothing to improve the situation, so he finally resorted to making a public plea, revealing that things were very bad for him and Sharina financially because they were unable to pay their bills. He said, I have fallen behind on most of my bills. I currently live in a community that requires payments to the homeowners association, and I'm behind on that bill. My life has been greatly affected since Wendy stopped making payments under our settlement agreement. The fact that I am unable to sustain my life and pay my bills in order is extremely urgent to me. I cannot pay my bills and sustain my day-to-day living. It was around this time that rumors started to go around about Kevin and Sharina having some issues in the relationship. Sources close to them revealed that the couple had gone flat broke, and Sharina was not used to the broke lifestyle. Insiders claimed that Sharina was causing a lot of trouble at home for Kevin, and he no longer felt comfortable at home because of all the pressure. This is probably what made Kevin desperate enough to sue Wendy for continued alimony payments. The lawsuit was thrown out by the judge for obvious reasons, and Kevin was back to square one. Actually, he was worse than square one because Sharina finally dumped him because he was unable to provide for her and she wasn't going to stay with a broke man. According to a blind item that went viral, somewhere out there, a talk show host is having a great laugh. Her serial cheating / serial stealing ex broke up with his mistress. She was spending too much of his ill-gotten gains. Sources also confirmed that Sharina had left Kevin and moved back in with her mom.
Now, I am hearing that her ex-husband Kevin and Sharina are no longer together, and you know what that is.
Well, come on now.
The money gone.
What you thought was going to happen?
The money is gone.
Kelvin.
So,
But if you think that's bad enough, well, people close to them are saying that Sharina is now demanding Kevin to pay child support for their 2-year-old daughter, Journey. This is a very messy situation and Kevin doesn't have a way out because he has to pay child support whether or not he has the money. The insider added that Sharina has been the only one responsible for their daughter's upkeep since Wendy stopped paying, and she is sick and tired of Kevin dodging his responsibility toward their daughter. Well, people have zero pity for this situation and they left comments saying, I don't want to ever see anyone broke and homeless, but if anyone deserves a life of headaches, heartaches, and financial struggles, it's Kevin Hunter. And imagine being a side chick, seeing how the man treats his ex and thinking he's a good bet to have kids with. If he treated his ex like that and didn't even use the money wisely, what makes you think he can provide for you and your kids with a lackluster business motive and an insatiable desire for quick and easy money? Ooh, child, talk about a mess. But I do want to know what you guys think about this. Do you think Sharina is right to come after Kevin the way she's doing? Or do you think she needs to show a bit more understanding? Let me know what you think about this, then check out this next video.